Right angle. This is a channel to help middle school children with mathematics, particularly geometry and algebra. It's to make them feel good about it, get them to understand the subject well, comfortably, and also to be able to apply it. So the benefits go beyond just doing well in mathematics. It is to help them apply this as they encounter it in various subjects. Not just science, it could be economics, it could be biology even, and so many other places. Today, I'm going to give you a little masterclass on something called identities. You can think of it as formulae, and a very simple one, but we will look at it from 2 or 3 different directions or perspectives. The idea of perspectives is important. Perspective means from which angle do you look at something, and the view you get of that something changes depending on from which way you look at it from. Anyway, let's get down to the mathematics. Maybe this is algebra. You can think of it as a class in algebra, but it is a little more than that, as we shall see. So, we've been learning something about expressions. So let's take an expression, a very well-known expression. In fact, you should become familiar with it and you should remember it as a formula. But let's start. Let's take quantities A plus B and do a whole square. What this really means is we need to multiply a plus b with itself. That's why it is whole square. This whole thing whole square. So this actually turns out to be a plus b into a plus b. As we've been learning for the past few videos, past few lectures, we know how to multiply 2 expressions, correct? So we can do the same thing here. But at this point, what I'd like to tell you is, let us say this problem is posed in form of a challenge. Now, some of you might already know the answer to this. And the answer to this is, well, let's multiply and see. It is a into a plus b plus, because there's a plus sign here, plus b into a plus b. So this whole thing. So it is a into that whole thing and then plus b into this whole thing. So how does it look? A into a is a square. A into b is, and there are pluses everywhere. So for this case, we don't have to worry about any minus. A square plus a into b is a, b. You can put a dot in between to indicate a multiplication, or you can just write it as a, ab. Plus, now this part is done. A into this is done. Now we have b into this. So b into a, so that is ba plus b into b, which is b square. Now we know that b into a is same as a into b. 3 into 10 is same as 10 into 3. So we get a square, and these two are the same. So that is plus twice ab plus b square. Now this is something you have to remember, and this is an identity, because it doesn't matter what the values of a and b are. A could stand for 1, b could stand for 39 or anything. A could stand for -3, b could stand for 10, anything. So no matter what the values of a and b are, a plus b whole square is always equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. You ought to remember this. You should remember this. So that's the simple part. It's hardly a masterclass. But suppose the challenge was, show that this is true without expanding this. How would you do it? How would you do it? Remember, because it's an identity, and identities can be written like so. A plus b whole square is identical to a square plus 2ab plus b square. And just as a reminder, the challenge is, how can we show this is true without expanding